Over 60% of crime in the UK occurs after dark.
Have you got anything?
No, I haven't. I swear.
Right, well, you're going to get searched now.
Taking the police into our town centres to patrol the nighttime revellers.
Back off! Stop struggling! I'm not resisting! Behind your back!
But on an average night, it's not only the drunks and clubbers that officers will have to deal with. In this week's Night Cubs,
You bastard!
this Devon Joker's night ends in tears.
He has been handcuffed.
The streets of North Wales are full of Christmas cheer.
Right.
An office party ends in an arrest. A suspected drug dealer won't come quietly. And this beautiful young lady gets picked up by the Night Cubs.
Go, go, go!
On a typical weekend in North Wales, the streets are packed with drunken revellers. In Wrexham, the police have brought out their big guns tonight. Chief Constable Brunstrom and Inspector Beasley are more used to giving orders than arresting drunks, but they're out on the streets tonight and trouble's not far away.
There's a guy just about to kick off on the corner there. Wait! Listen to me. You have been warned.
Punched him in the head!
You've got the option of going away and walking away from this.
It's 1:30 in the morning, chucking out time, and this boozed-up reveller's accusing a club bouncer of assaulting his wife and won't calm down.
I think if you look at any town centre and count the number of times police officers have said to somebody, go home, and they haven't, they've got themselves arrested.
We will.
Yeah, he's not even
Go on, get him home, yeah?
You can move away now, okay?
I'm making a point.
Guys, go away.
Blackpool Club. Blackpool Boys.
Listen to me.
Blackpool Club. Blackpool Boys.
Now,
Asking to be arrested in front of Chief Constable Brunstrom, the most senior officer in the whole of North Wales, could be seen as a foolish move.
I walked away. Not seriously.
The senior officer happily gives his men orders and a full briefing in the art of putting on handcuffs.
Take him to the floor if need be. Hold enough time.
As they lead him off, he lunges at the bouncer. Seems like the police made a good call in taking him off the streets.
Right. Yeah, basically there was a bit of a disturbance in the club. Someone was asked to leave, and once they were put outside, failed to take the advice to go home when they were asked, and as often happens, people are arrested for not going home when they're told. But clearly the individual was bent on getting back at people that put him out of the club, and eventually you've got to decide whether it's easier to take people into custody, and that's what happened in this case. Clearly he got very violent. There's obviously an indication that drink's involved, and he's going to spend the night in custody.
I think so.
When they get back to the lockup, the police are taking no chances and have put together quite a welcoming committee. The officers are armed with CS gas should things take a turn for the worse.
Yes. Listen, we're going to get you out of the cage now, okay? Just calm yourself down, okay? We've got a reception committee here, so calm yourself down, yeah?
You've got the spray ready, one of you. You do the spray, please. Come on, mate. Just bring yourself out. Nice and calm. Yeah, we will. Okay, all right, nice and gentle. Out then. Right, nice and gentle, come on.
Make sure I don't fall over.
Okay, all right, nice and gentle. I'll just hold you so you don't fall, all right? Nice and gentle.
One foot at a time.
Put your foot down now.
Hold this foot here.
There we go.
You got that, yeah? Other foot on there. Other foot on there now.
Right, you go. Nice and gentle. Check the opening cage. That's it. Lovely. There we go. Right. All right, mate. Good lad.
Arrested, sticking up for the missus. Just telling me your name. What down the stairs? Just so you can tell me. I don't know. What's your name? What's your name? I've got a violent marker, arm marker, a fucking lot. Alright, mate. Got to keep hold of these cuffs for now, okay? First name. Okay? First name. 31st the 8th.
As they sign the guy in, he's spoiling for a fight and seems worryingly out of control.
Talk to me.
Take your jewellery off whilst you're here, okay? Okay. Do you have any illness or injuries at the moment?
Yeah.
Well,
I've got schizophrenia, this top.
Alright, just going to take that.
My engagement ring! You're not touching my engagement ring!
Get away with it.
I am with
We've got to take your jewellery off.
my engagement ring off, and if they break a bone, that is classed as common assault, because I am not authorising them. Break it, break it, go on. Stop touching me! Stop touching me! Stop touching my arm! Stop touching me! You're going round the foot! What are you
Take
doing?
your belt off, mate.
What are you doing?
Taking your belt off.
I'm trying to be nice, but you're bending over to you more. And I stood up for a woman, Gareth, because the was doing in the face. And I don't give a fuck. Somebody fucking punched my missus in the face and you're arresting me. How's it feel, eh? And you'll sit there and you'll get punched in the fucking head and you'll cry and it'll be alright.
We're on. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
As it turns out, he's not a schizophrenic, just drunk. But the night cops are taking no chances. They restrain him with leg cuffs and carry him off for a night in the cells.
Where are we going? Where's it going?
You know, I feel good if I've arrested somebody that needs to be in a cell because they've done something they shouldn't. You know, I think any police officer will.
Of the 5.5 million crimes recorded in the UK every year, at least 1 million are committed by re-offenders. That's at a cost of £11 billion a year. It's a problem that affects forces up and down the country. It's 9 o'clock in Torquay in the week before Christmas. PC's Cassidy and Humphreys are making their way to an incident that's unfolding at the town's hospital.
We've had another call. It's an immediate shout, which means there's potential for something to go wrong at this time. We've got a very drunk male who's at Torbay Hospital. Staff have called us. They described the male as extremely drunk, possibly violent, and kicking off is their words. So at this time we've got potential for a drunken, disorderly person, and to find out what's happening. Obviously they're emergency service personnel as well, and they shouldn't have to put up with the behaviour of drunken people. So we'll see what we've got when we get there. Just coming up to the hospital now. Code 6 Hospital.
They arrive and are welcomed by a familiar face.
Hello, buddy. Mr. Why does it have to be you, Mr.
I don't know.
Are you going to get up, Mr. and are you going to start walking away? Or would you like to spend another night in custody with our fair selves?
I'll tell you what, you're looking more like Father Christmas every day, aren't you?
Yeah, where's the wig come from?
Come on, up you go. Are you able to walk?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
Are you wishing everybody?
Yeah. Mr. Are you able to walk? Are you able to make it home by yourself? What are you doing up here anyway? What did you come up for?
It's not a plan. It's not a plan.
It's not a plan?
No, it's not a thing I do. I want to go in a shop and buy a newspaper.
Right. Because funny enough, they don't sell cider up here for you though, do they? So
No.
come on, off the premises. Let's go to the door.
Thank you very much. Are you arrested?
Not if you can walk.
Well, why are you not back?
Come on. Start walking, Mr. Come on. Don't keep your arms down.
So come on, make your way.
The nightclubs do their best to send the Santa wannabe on his way, which seems to work, but not for long, as now he's starting to feel a bit peckish.
Yeah, well, they don't offer you food.
They do?
No, they don't.
No.
They don't. They offer food to patients. You are not a patient. You are just a drunken fool. Come on. You are. Come on, start walking. You're not going back inside.
Bollocks.
He's drunk and incapable of looking after himself.
It is ridiculous.
It's not.
It is. I like your jewellery though, that's different. You're not usually wearing that. Little tribal design there. Where have you taken that from?
Don't accuse me!
The man's antics are now concerning the night cops, and they decide that it's in his and everyone else's interest to nick him.
Take yourself a seat, Mr.
Who's this lady?
Go on. Sit yourself down.
Yeah, tell him to scratch
Put your
that.
feet in.
We'll take him in the car. I'll go in the back with him and...
5 minutes later, and the blonde bombshell has arrived at lockup.
Your Merry Christmas, not Santa Claus. That's hence the blonde wig. Your Merry Christmas.
No.
Merry Christmas, as he's now affectionately known, seems to be at home in the cell, which is of no surprise, as for the past year, it pretty much has been.
Take yourself a comfy seat.
He's quite proud of the fact, if you ask him how many times he's been arrested this year, he'll tell you 295 times. He's what we call a persistent person who has a problem with alcohol. He's not a bad or a nasty person, but obviously alcohol makes him the way he is.
Our problem with Mr. is that he'll go out and he'll commit very minor crime just to get a bed. And the last time I arrested him was in Woolworths. He actually stole a Christmas tree and urinated all over the magazine rack in Woolworths, which was very, very nice. When he sobers up, he's a nice guy. But and he's agreeing with me. But that is Mr.
I'm just crazy.
He's here so often, he's actually got a cell with his name written on the door now.
Come on.
Now wigless, this man is going to spend yet another night in a cell, and no doubt wake up in the morning with a cracking headache. Although not as much of a headache as the one the night cops will have in processing his case. You see, on average, it takes them 2 hours to put an assailant into lockup and another 2 hours to do the paperwork. So tonight, Merry Christmas's drunken antics is costing the police 4 man-hours. Times that by the 295 times he's been arrested in the past year, and that's the equivalent of 30 weeks of one police officer's time. And that doesn't take into account the time he'll spend in front of a magistrate.
He has to go to court. There's no other way of dealing with him. And he knows, as well as we do, that when he goes to court, inevitably what he'll get is a fine of £40. He's got no means to pay, at which point the court will say, OK, well, you've got to spend 1 day in custody. And by the time he's been to court, he will have spent his day in custody. So he's then released to do it all over again. It is a vicious circle for people like that. So it's very difficult. But it is time wasting. It's not necessarily a waste of time in terms of we've put him somewhere safe for his own well-being and also the well-being of members of the public, but there are other members of the public who require our attention probably more than he does. So it is an awful lot of time that is taken up with dealing with somebody for something so simple as being drunk and incapable.
Coming up, it's Mad Friday in Wrexham.
Just get in there to get warm.
It is what it says on the packet. It's a mad night. You see people really that cannot look after themselves.
This Christmas revelers off for a night in the cells.
Hey, calm yourself down. Behave yourself.
And this man's not happy about his encounter with the night cops.
Not the fucking